The major construction project of the 60s. 155 kilometers dividing the city and the world into two opposing forces. Living personification of the Iron Curtain. The symbol of the Cold War. The Berlin Wall was destroyed 20 years ago. It seemed that the war was over and freedom was found. But has the world taken this chance for a change? The Wall on RT. The close-up team has been to a region where water has healing power. Now RT goes to the East European plain, to the region where Turkic peoples adopted Christianity, where beer had been brewed since time immemorial, and where homemade tractors have been challenging caterpillars. Welcome to the Chuvash Republic, Russia Close-Up on RT.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Al Grinov, and just a reminder that my guest in the studio today is Diego Marani, an Italian novelist and newspaper columnist who invented a European language, which he called Europanto. Diego, you mentioned that your language is actually based on like simple English grammar. Does it have any grammar rule? I mean grammar rules that you should follow, or is it as easy on grammar as it is on words, like loose, like well, do whatever you want?
I like to say that in Europanto you just have one rule: the people you speak to must understand you. Mm-hmm. If you respect this rule, everything goes smoothly, and Europanto is perfect. Again, I insist, I'm joking, and my idea is more a provocation than a true language. But I make you an example. If I speak mixing up simple English grammar pattern, you understand me easier than if I develop a true English language speech. Quando tu speak Europanto, tu just mix parolas from differente linguas, und necessite keine rules. Just take parolas from differente jazyk que esse simple por understand. Mama esse in alles lingua mucho similare jazyk. Pizza every manno understande porque every manno mangia. Dus tu can try to understande und speak mit personas und ljudi from differente strani, хорошо Europanto. Europanto is adaptable. If you go to a Mediterranean beach, you will have to mix your Europanto there with local languages. If you go to the Baltic Sea, you'll have to mix your Europanto there with Baltic languages.
Well, you just said quite a few words in Europanto, but there wasn't a single word in Portuguese. Is it because Portuguese isn't understood in Europe?
Oh, yes.
It's quite different, even from Spanish, you know?
Well, yes, no, actually, I don't think the words of Europanto come from a precise language. They are, I think, modified by my pronunciation, by my joke, in very different ways.
Are there any classes in Europanto? Are you planning to open like university or something where you can learn it?
I'm the only living speaker and the only writer in Europanto.
Are you writing in Europanto?
I did write articles for Swiss newspapers for many years. It was satirical articles. They made Swiss people laugh a lot. But Swiss people are my favorite public because they speak different language, and so they can appreciate my joke. Actually, I have no intention of developing a true language, grammar courses and grammar lessons in Europanto, because Europanto must be a pleasant thing. When you put it into a book and you make it out of it a grammar, then it becomes heavy. You have to study, and nobody likes studying.
Is it something like the euro? Is it something for the European Union, or are you thinking of this thing as something for the whole world?
No, I'm just thinking this provocation for Europe, for the European Union, because we have this, well, this scare of languages and this language issue that is important for us. Mm-hmm. We do not want a common language, because a common language is impossible, it never worked, and it is an imposition. What we need is to learn the languages of our neighbors. We cannot learn 23 languages. Each of us can learn 1 or 2 foreign languages. So I think what would be good for Europe is that English becomes what it is now, an international communication language. But more than English, every European should learn the language of its neighbor. I mean, I'm an Italian, my neighbors are the Germans, are the French, are the Slovenians. I should, as an Italian, learn the language of my neighboring country. And in this way, we can communicate better and integrate better and develop an awareness that we are all European. Mm-hmm. In Russia, you do not have this need, because you have Russian as a universal language. Your history from a linguistic point of view is different. But you too, you have a different panorama with different languages that have been absorbed by Russia.
Well, if we would try to learn the languages of our neighbors, it would have been a nightmare, because they range from the Finnish language, yes, to Chinese, Mongolian, Turkish, and so on. That would be a killer. I mean, to learn the languages.
Yes, but your language is a mixture too,
yeah,
of words coming from different mm-hmm. languages, from the languages of your universe.
Yeah.
So. Again, Europanto is to show people that languages mix, that we not have to be scared. Mm-hmm. Often we hesitate to speak a foreign language because we feel we do not have the good pronunciation, we do not know the grammar very well, and so we are scared of the mistakes. Well, this must not happen anymore.